3 things that you must do after getting your license, after nail school. You're going to want to listen to this episode. If that is you, we're going to get right into this topic right now on the Biz Talk. It's kind of a soft intro there, Trace.
Yeah,
very mellow, soothing, relaxing, like going in for a very nice massage. That's how I envision that intro. It's very calming. Anybody listening right now, you know what I'm talking about. You feel relaxed, in place. You're ready to just take in the information we're going to give you. It's a lovely day, Trace. Don't you think? It's beautiful. Beautiful. Jorge, beautiful. Beautiful. See? Beautiful. It's an all right day.
I don't know why it just reminded me. Somehow I've gotten on the wrong side of TikTok, and I've found myself at all the ASMR ones, and them talking. I'm like, why am I here? It annoys me. Like, why is this on my For You page?
Dude, ASMR is real.
It is, but
yeah.
But I'm like, why is she talking like this?
I know.
I'm like,
and you're listening to it, and you're like,
I don't. I keep scrolling. So why is it on my page?
Well, wait a second. The ones that are good, though, the ASMR ones that are good are the ones of like when the dogs eat like watermelon or like.
I haven't come across that one.
Oh my God, they're amazing! Like
all these women playing with their mics and doing like brushing it, and I'm like, stop.
That's where somebody.
I think it's the opposite for me of ASMR.
You're negative ASMR.
Yes.
Negative SMR.
It's like it's sending me.
You want to. Actually, it's true. Tracy needs to, from time to time, scream and yell. Like it's kind of funny here at the office. We'll be like, Tracy, let one out. And she's like, we'll belt one out. And she's like, I feel so much better. So you are negative. I am the same way, actually. Yeah. Negative ASMR.
Release.
You got to release it, man.
What are we talking about?
Okay, today we're talking about 3 things that you must do after you graduate nail school, after you get your license. And so I know there's like 80 things. Mm-hmm. But I want to narrow it down to top 3. This plant, I'm going to get you. Keep touching me, plant. There's a plant here. If you're not watching and listening, it's a plant. Anyway, top 3 things. Try to like I think we got to talk this through because we can only pick 3. And these are the top. So I know I have mine. Mm-hmm. What would be, give me one, give me your top, and I'll give you my top, and that's 2.
I don't know if this is going to count, but first of all, stop, appreciate what you just did, and celebrate.
Okay, I think that you have to do.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know if that counts as one of them, but
we're not gonna
do
we're
that.
Not gonna count that. That's a freebie.
That's
a freebie.
Yes.
That's a freebie. I think it's really important though to mention that like you need to stop for a second, and you have to give yourself a pat on the back. Mm-hmm. You're about to embark on a new career. You just got your freaking license. Maybe you changed careers and like this is an exciting time. So
nervous, scared.
Yes.
Exciting.
But you're right. You have to take a moment to celebrate that and be proud of what you just accomplished. So I like that, Tracy. It's a very, very nice, positive way. So that's like, we'll call that like 1A.
Bonus.
A little bonus tip.
Gift with purchase.
Okay, so that's nice. You must do that. And then what would be your top?
Time to educate. Time to get to sit down and figure out how you're going to learn how to do nails. We got to start.
Well, but don't they learn in school? Sorry.
It's cute. Hopefully you've already started down this road, but if you haven't, it's time to buckle down. It's time to I'm going to set this X amount of time aside every day, and this is where I'm going to be looking for my education. These are the classes that maybe I can take. Time to buckle down.
So this is really good. I'm going to agree with you. This has to be number 1, right? You have to learn how to do nails first. So let's break this down a little bit, Trace. So I like that you said a couple hours at least.
At least,
right? Yeah. What if you were to kind of lay out just a basic plan on how to learn how to do nails? What would that look like for you in terms of like watching videos, YouTube videos, and then do you get a hand? What kind of setup? Like basic, just to give them an idea.
So what I would start with is first determine what is the the top, how do I want to say this? What are most people getting in your area done? Acrylic or gel?
Ooh, I like that.
We're going to start with what the most popular is, because then you're going to have the potential of more clients, you know? So we're going to start down that road first. Second, if you don't have enough guinea pigs, which I doubt you do, or victims, as I like to call them, to practice on, you're going to want to get some kind of form of practice hand, something that you can be practicing on. I want you to start, when you're looking at how I want to start from bottom to top, we're going to start with product consistency videos. We're going to learn product consistency first. We're not going to try to sculpt a stiletto, Habib. We're going to learn how to pick the stuff up.
Great.
And this drives people, when they take our week-long course, crazy, because that's exactly what we teach them first. And they're like, how many times am I going to do this? I'm like, until you consistently pick up the right size pearl.
Right.
And know how to pick it up. Not once, not twice, at least 10 times in a row. And then we can move on, because that is your foundation. If you can't pick it up, you're not going to be able to apply it.
You're stuck there. You're not moving on to step 2. Yeah. It's really good.
Then we're going to move into overlays, not extensions. Overlay. We're going to practice. Why is that? That's kind of right there with product consistency. It's getting the feel for the product. We're learning how it flows. We're learning all these different things. We're not trying to build up this huge mound with, a long nail that has to have a major apex and all this structure. We're going to take our baby steps.
Yeah.
We got to learn how to walk before we can run, right? Or we
Yep.
learn to crawl before we walk. So that's going to be your next one. And you're going to practice that until you can consistently do 10 nails. No problem.
That's really good. And then, of course, filing. Right.
Yeah, that always is going in
always
with
going
it,
in,
and it's going to be more simple, easier when you're doing an overlay. There's not much. Everything's kind of structurally there, so it's not going to be so much. But then once we have that down, we're going to go into forming. Now we can start, and again, we're still not forming stilettos.
Yeah,
we're forming active length nails. What are we doing? We're progressively learning how much product we have to apply as the nail gets longer.
So this is really valuable for you, because a lot of times when you go on to like our YouTube page or somebody else's YouTube page, you're lost. It's like, what do I start with?
A lot of info.
So much info. And then you go to stilettos and you're like, you're like, okay, I got to prep. And then I'm going to just, but what about picking up a pearl?
Well,
right? Yeah. So,
well, and you know what? Good mention on the prep, because prep is also right after. Prep is first, really.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to learn how to prep before we apply product, so we have to, that's all right fit in there, as far as anything.
Exactly. So, but that's a good starting point, in terms of like learning to pick it up, learning the consistency, doing overlays. Okay, that gets you through step 1. And then, when you start doing the other stuff, once you learn that consistently, you can move into probably the other videos and kind of get educated on that.
Special shaping. But you also got to remember, like, what is the majority of the people in your area asking for?
Yeah.
You learn that. Don't learn a stiletto that maybe, a handful of people are going to want. What is most of the people, maybe your area is all stilettos. But like doubtful.
Yeah, exactly. No. That's good. So I think I'm going to throw mine in the ring. Okay. Mm-hmm. I think that, one thing that you have to start doing is you have to get your marketing game like started. You got to get that going. So what does that mean? It means you have to get used to the idea of posting your content on Instagram, like as a base, as a foundation, Instagram, and then you need to connect it to a Facebook page. You've got to at least minimum be posting there. And I'm going to say one post a day, nails, progress, whatever you're doing.
Habib, I don't have anyone to work on. I only have this trainer hand.
Go look at our videos, Tracy. Tracy posts the videos. Tracy, go look at our videos, because we post lots of videos on YouTube and Instagram using a trainer hand. And it's absolutely fine. You need to so there's like multiple things in there's a lot you have to do when you're starting your nail career, right? But you have to have a marketing presence.
Yeah. You got to have clients.
You got to have clients,
Yeah.
right? So like if you learn the techniques really well and you can do amazing nails, but nobody knows about them, you're not going to have clients. And you could build clientele, the old school way, going out, networking, putting nail sets on. I mean, that's still a good strategy, putting nail sets on people. You're still going to do that. But here's where it gets tricky is like, if somebody says, "Oh, what's your Instagram?" and you're like, "I don't have one," they're going to think something's wrong with you.
Well, I'm going to immediately think you're outdated. Or
completely.
You don't keep up with trends. You don't keep up with technology. So, and I have no way of looking at your work.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go in blindly anymore.
Well, let me ask you a question. Would you go to a hairdresser if somebody was like, "Trace, you got to go to my hairdresser. They're amazing." You're like, "What's their IG?" Or if you, let's say you met somebody and they're like, "Oh, I do hair." And like, "Oh, you should come in for an appointment. Oh, what's your Instagram?" And they said, "I don't have one. I don't believe in Instagram." Like, I don't believe in it, but I'm like taking it to extreme now. But like,
I think it's the devil.
It's Satan. The Instagram is Satan. But I don't, let's say she's just like, "I don't have an Instagram."
Yeah.
Would you go to her?
No, because I have no reference. And nowadays, I have ways of looking at people's work. So why would I go blindly when no longer I have to?
Right.
It's not walking into a salon and going, "Hey, you look like a good hairdresser." It's like, I'm going to check out I'm going to go to the salon's IG. I'm going to check out each individual hairstylist. Do I, do they specialize in blondes? Do they, what kind, well, this hairdresser. Or even if you told me, my hairdresser does good work, I'm looking at you and you're a brunette and your hair is beautiful, but
it's not the same.
Doesn't mean she does blondes the same. Right. So I need reference.
Yeah. It's so interesting today how that works, right? My wife has a hairdresser, right? She goes to, found on Instagram, everything, and fully booked up. Right. Mm-hmm. And it was funny because I was telling her, I'm like, "You should make your appointments because they're going to book up. It's the holidays." So she was able, though, to find another hairdresser. How? Through Instagram. Mm-hmm. She went and found, and she was like, "Okay, this can work with my hair. I see other women here have like probably similar hair texture, it looks like. I'm going to go to her." And was able to find somebody, make an appointment. If you don't have an Instagram, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. I'm telling you.
Even for myself, every time I go to my hairdresser that does my hair, I go to her Instagram to look through the blondes just in case I've changed my mind. Here's the funny part. I have twice, because it's always the back of the head. I've brought her a picture twice and it's my head. I'm like, "I want my blonde this color." And she's like, "That is you."
Oh my God.
I've done it twice, so I don't do it anymore.
Are you serious?
I don't do it anymore. I've done it twice to her.
That's hysterical.
Apparently, I like my blonde. But yeah, it's kind of funny because your blonde turn, sure, whatever. But
That's so funny. Oh my God. Well, I mean, that's what I'm talking about, though, right?
But she's my hairdresser, and I still go through it.
So, like, it's not even really a discussion that we need to have here. You've got to get your social media game. Go watch our YouTube videos on how to build your clientele with social media marketing. Yeah. We have so many videos. Just type in Young Nails and social media, and there's probably got to be 10, 12 videos, and a lot of it is like saying sort of the same thing. We're just pounding the message. Watch them all to get you started in this area. It's non-negotiable. Okay, so we got one more. You can only pick one more, and I'm handing this one to you.
Oh man!
So it's got to be top 3. Like you've got to get educated, to learn. And I love that you broke down how to do it. You got to have a social media presence, marketing presence. And the third one is?
I want to say, this is a hard one.
It's
you got to find a place to work. That's
true.
That is, but I will bunch this together. It's time to get serious about finding a place to work, which means you actively have to look. A lot of people miss this part.
What, really?
Yeah, they're like, "I don't know where to go." I'm just start calling places. Go to Instagram, find places in your area that you think you would love to work, and call them. Oh, but they're not offering any job. You don't know that. You
gotta call.
You gotta call. You gotta hit them up, DM them. Hey, whatever. And that included with a good business plan. Like, what's my, where am I going? Am I going commission? Am I going booth rent? Right? Okay? So I'm going to go booth rent. What's my budget? What's my business plan as far as material and product I
good.
need? Am I going commission? What does that mean for me? Like you got to have a little bit of a extended plan.
Yeah.
Here's my 1 year goals.
Tracy, that's so good. Like, what's funny is every time, like, I'll talk to, like, Greg and I do this a lot back and forth. We'll be like, oh, we got this idea. And, like, the first thing we do is, without even thinking about it, is we're laying out a very general business plan. Okay, what's it going to cost us? How much, if we want to break even, what do we need to do? How many people a week do we want to, like, I'm just using the example of, like, nails, but, like, how many people a week do we want to get in? In my first month, how many people, what's my target clients to get? But we do that all the time.
Because sometimes you quickly go, oh, that we can't launch that product. It's
Right.
not, it does not financially make sense.
That's it. How many times do we talk about that?
We've done it.
Every time we talk about a new product, it's always cost. What do we think we're going to sell, move? What are the margin? Like, we run through a little baby business plan on that product before we launch it. And for your business, I think Tracy has just nailed it. No pun intended. I'm funny. But you must absolutely run through that exercise. I'm not saying, like, build a book. People get super formal with it. They'll like,
Dude.
you know what I mean? And they over obsess. Like, I can't get past this one step, and they just throw it all away. I'm not saying do that.
Because I would never do it.
Exactly.
I've had someone, I wanted to rent their place to put a salon in. They're like, I need your 5-year plan. I'm like, my plan is to make money and have clients. I gave them a brief, and it wasn't, we wanted like a book. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that.
Dude,
I have no idea what 5 years are. I have a outline.
I have an outline.
I have a goal.
That's what you need. You need a basic outline. You need to know, like, okay, this is what I'm going to charge. This is how much people are charging in my market. Where am my pricing going to be? How many clients do I want to get to? You need to think about all that. That stuff is fun to think about. You know what I mean? Because you're like starting to, like, sort of put a little vision to your business, and you're thinking it all the way through. And there will be some parts where it's like, ooh, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that, and you need to think about it. I think that's
and be
really
realistic.
Good. And be realistic. Yeah.
Don't set yourself up for failure. Be realistic. If you outshine your goals, awesome. But don't make it where, like, oh, I'm not making 100K in this first month of starting. I'm now depressed.
I
failed everybody. Be realistic about it.
For sure. It does take time. Let us know, what are your top 3? Was it the same as ours? Do you have anything else to add that we think we missed? Put it in the comments below. We'd love to see. And also, any ideas for new episodes, let us know in the comments below. Tracy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you next time on the Biz Talk.